February 17, 1864, Charleston Harbor. A warship sinks, no bomb, no aircraft, nothing visible above the waterline. The weapon came from below, an iron cylinder 12 meters long, designated the H.L. Hunley by the Confederate Navy. 8 men inside, hand-cranking a propeller shaft. Mounted at its bow, a 6-meter iron spar tipped with 90 pounds of compacted gunpowder. It drove that charge into the hull of the USS Housatonic. The explosion sank her in 5 minutes. The first warship in history destroyed by a submarine. Operating depth, 5 meters below the surface. Crew fate, 8 men, all lost the same night wreck discovered, 1995. Found 4 miles from the sinking site. 4 decades later, the engineering logic of that iron cylinder became the weapon that rewrote naval warfare entirely. A submarine doesn't dive because an engine pushes it downward. It dives by manipulating its own weight with extraordinary precision. Archimedes' principle: an object floats when it displaces water equal to its weight, and sinks when it becomes heavier than that displaced water. Ballast tanks flood with seawater to dive. Purged with compressed air to surface pressure at 300 meters. 30 atmospheres. 300 kilograms pressing on every square centimeter of hull, nuclear hull thickness. 50 to 75 millimeters high-yield steel. A torpedo doesn't strike the hull directly. It detonates 3 to 5 meters below. The shock wave compresses the water, and water crushes the hull from the outside. A small external explosion is more lethal than a direct surface impact because water is incompressible. Shockwave speed in water, 1,480 meters per second. 4 times steel hulls can be thickened. But sound cannot be hidden by metal. And that single fact separated every generation of submarine that followed. Between 1939 and 1943, German submarines sank 2,776 ships, 14.5 million tons of cargo. That exceeded Britain's entire wartime industrial output. Admiral Dönitz invented the wolf pack and turned the Atlantic into a graveyard. Formation: 10 to 20 submarines stretched across 300 kilometers. First to spot a convoy, radios the rest, 1942 peak rate. 1 ship sinking every 17 hours on average evasion depth. U-boats diving to 250 meters to escape early Aztec sonar. Of 1,163 submarines sent on patrol, only 379 returned. 3 in 4 German submariners never came back. Average sub lifespan, 2 to 3 patrols before sinking North Atlantic water temp. 2 degrees Celsius, falling in meant death within minutes, 1943. Enigma broken, positions known to the minute. The Wolfpack collapsed in 90 days. The lesson that followed hasn't changed. A detected submarine is already dead. 1955. An American submarine dives and stays submerged for 84 consecutive days without surfacing once. Its name, USS Nautilus, the world's first operational nuclear-powered submarine. A conventional diesel submarine must surface every 24 hours to recharge batteries. Nuclear propulsion eliminated that constraint entirely. A nuclear submarine needs no air. Its only operational limit is how much food the crew can carry. Conventional AIP endurance, 2 to 4 weeks submerged. Nuclear submarine endurance, 90 days or more. Underwater speed, 33 knots, faster than most surface warships. Virginia-class noise level, 95 decibels, quieter than light rainfall, For nations without nuclear technology, AIP means hydrogen fuel cell propulsion. No exhaust, near zero mechanical noise. Germany's Type 212 AIP submarine is quieter underwater than American nuclear submarines, per Royal Navy technical assessments. That precise edge in silence is exactly what 3 Mediterranean neighbors are racing to acquire. The Mediterranean is 3,800 kilometers long and reaches 5,267 meters at its deepest. It now holds the highest concentration of modern submarines in any semi-enclosed body of water on Earth. The Strait of Gibraltar is only 14 kilometers wide. Every submarine that transits it can be tracked acoustically. Regional submarines never need to leave. Mediterranean salinity, 38 parts per thousand, higher than the Atlantic, degrades acoustic propagation. Thermocline layer, sharp temperature break between 150 and 300 meters. Reflects and scatters sonar. Modern subs present exceeded 19 during periods of regional tension. The Mediterranean's sharp thermocline absorbs sonar like a sponge. A submarine beneath that layer nearly vanishes from detection screens. That is why the Mediterranean has been the preferred theater for covert submarine operations from the Cold War to the present. 3 regional powers built their fleets specifically for this environment: Israel, Egypt, and Algeria, each with a different operational doctrine. Israel, the Second Strike Arm. 5 Dolphin-class submarines on a German Type 209/212 design with classified modifications. Strategic capability, reportedly equipped to launch nuclear-tipped cruise missiles from underwater per Western intelligence assessments. Dive endurance over 30 days with AIP technology. Program cost exceeded $3 billion. Partly financed by the German federal government. They represent a strike capability that survives even total destruction of Israeli territory, a naval nuclear deterrent. Egypt, largest fleet in Africa and the Arab world. 8 German Type 209/1400 submarines. 4 comprehensively refurbished and upgraded between 2015 and 2022. Operating depth up to 250 meters. Weapon system, SST, 4 torpedoes and UGM-84. Harpoon anti-ship missiles, underwater launch capability. Egypt is the only African nation capable of launching anti-ship missiles from underwater simultaneously in the Mediterranean and the Gulf of Aqaba. Algeria, the strategic leap. 6 submarines, 2 Kilo class and 4 improved Kilo class. NATO designation, black hole. Why black hole? Acoustic signature so low that Western sonar systems cannot resolve it reliably. Strategic weapon, caliber cruise missiles, 1,500 kilometers range, actually fired in combat from the Mediterranean in Syria. A caliber launched from an Algerian submarine in the Mediterranean can strike targets deep inside Europe and across sub-Saharan Africa. 3 fleets, 3 doctrines, 1 narrow sea beneath them all. There are submarines beneath the Mediterranean right now that even the United States Navy cannot locate with precision. The SOSUS network, American hydrophone arrays fixed to the ocean floor since the Cold War, can track any sound source exceeding 90 decibels. Improved kilo noise level, Algeria, below 70 decibels, beneath SOSUS detection threshold. Type 212 noise level, Israel. Estimated at 65 decibels. Quieter than a gentle stream. Los Angeles class nuclear sub, 100 to 110 decibels, fully trackable. 1864. Hunley, iron cylinder, 8 men. Rewrites naval vocabulary. 1943. 75% of U-boat crews die when detected. Silence becomes survival. 1955. Nautilus proves a submarine no longer needs the ocean surface. 2024. 19 modern submarines in a semi-closed sea, some beyond detection. Submarines have not evolved to become bigger or faster, but rather to become undetectable. Whoever possesses what is unobservable in this sea possesses the starting point in any equation. Stratos warfare.